Hey, good morning, Choice Residential. Hope your day's off to a wonderful start. Today, I want to talk about Masonite siding. And I want to start by talking about it from the listing agent perspective. So, if you have a listing that has Masonite siding, even if the seller has been very meticulous about maintaining it, chances are there are going to be some areas that have some deterioration. Anytime you have nail pops or seams where the caulk or paint has broken and water can get in, you're bound to get some swelling or what you call delamination of the siding. So one thing you may consider as a listing agent when you take a listing that has Masonite siding is to just make a general disclosure in the agent only remarks that the home has Masonite siding and there could be some areas of delamination. The reason is because it can be difficult for you to satisfy the burden of having to discover material facts and discover any issues on the Masonite siding when it can be difficult to see or judge what the level of deterioration may be around the house. And so if you see obvious signs of deterioration, then of course you're going to want to disclose that. But if it looks like it's generally in good condition, we still know that a home inspector is going to find spots that they're going to call out on the home inspection report. So you could just kind of make a general disclaimer that it is Masonite siding and there may be areas of deterioration. The buyer needs to investigate to their satisfaction before making an offer. What we're trying to avoid is getting to the repair negotiation stage and a buyer wasn't prepared for what it means to own a home with Masonite siding, and they get freaked out and upset because the seller isn't willing to fix and replace every board on the house just because there's a little bit of softness or delamination. Now, on the buyer side, you need to make sure you're educating your buyers about what it means to own a home with Masonite siding. Best way to maintain it would be to have a painter or handyman come out annually to check for any gaps in the caulk or paint where that can be sealed and touched up to make sure water is not getting into the siding. Masonite siding, or hardboard siding as it's also called, is basically pressed paper. And so if you allow water to penetrate the paint, then it will soak it up and start to swell. So if a home stays sealed up and painted perfectly, that siding will outlast us. So there's nothing wrong with the siding. It's just that it takes some work to keep everything sealed and touched up. And so a buyer should be prepared for that. When there's Masonite siding, make sure you're spending extra time walking around the outside, looking up and down the house, trying to spot areas of deterioration, point it out and have that conversation with your buyer so that they're not learning about it for the first time from the home inspector and they get overwhelmed and freaked out thinking that they need to re-side the entire house. So if you're not familiar with Masonite siding, it would be a good idea to have a conversation with a home inspector to just get a little bit of education about that. Maybe a contractor, handyman, or a siding contractor who is well-versed in hardboard or Masonite siding. I'm also always happy to have conversations with you. And if you're ever unsure of how to explain something to a client or what you do or don't need to disclose as a listing agent, feel free to reach out to me so we can talk through your specific circumstances. All right, guys, as always, I'm just a phone call away. I hope you have a great day.